Welcome to UnScripted. Quick note before we begin. The cast and crew will accept zero responsibility or liability for any decisions that listeners make after listening to us, be that good or otherwise. Honestly, people, do not take life advice from us, as we are not experts in anything useful. We're simply here to share our opinions and hopefully provoke thought and not wrath. And of course, if we hurt your feelings, that will be addressed at some point in life. But hopefully today is not that day. So listen responsibly and enjoy. Welcome ones and ones.
Yeah.
To another episode of UnScripted.
I got to read this in the meantime.
Sometimes I wish the viewers could see some of the things that happen.
No.
Off camera.
No.
Boy.
No.
Yo.
I don't wish it.
They would have at times.
I wouldn't wish it from a word.
Yeah, for real. I see what you say.
Yeah.
It could be a form of punishment.
Oh, God, man.
Well, across from me,
We go
international
first.
reggae dancer superstar Craig T. K.
Blessings.
And to my right, the well-learned, the illustrious, when say Saint Aloysius.
Come back with this.
Lawrence Olivier.
Where's Olivier?
You come back with this.
My brother Olivier.
You go on by
Chuck, the great Randy Campbell.
I are the one.
And everybody else, the 3 or the 4.
Killer are the 3.
And I am Coffee, aka
The girl Cersei.
what he said.
Yeah.
How's everybody been? How the family? Everybody good?
Good man. All things bright and beautiful.
I make a plan for your own way.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Premise?
Yeah, man. Don't worry yourself.
Premise?
As you have done in the past,
Yeah.
where I go, you have a tendency to try one and go to. So, yeah.
This sounds personal. I'm not even know what she name in this case.
You wouldn't remember though. So.
That's it. I tend to forget a lot of
Fasca Woods, man.
Selective amnesia, man.
Fasca Woods, yeah. Remember you.
From over Miss Jackie nearby right there, so.
Stop, man. Let's stop.
Another one there.
No, bro.
I never know him at all, but if we begin with, we just there try it.
Whoever know what Rodney at about.
Rodney don't know where Rodney at all.
Exactly.
9 out of 10 of the times.
I'm not here.
No?
No, right now I'm not.
Who's here today?
My alter,
Olivier.
My alter ego.
Today we have Olivier.
Yeah. Essay.
Hey yo. Oh boy. Nothing interesting happening in my week. Not interesting happening. Not really. Not interesting happening in your week.
My week, as I can recall, I'm sure interesting things happen.
You might not remember it.
Not now.
Something funny about the car wash. I'm not want to talk about it. I leave that alone. The man has study, you know. What going? You have an exam?
Oh, the gardener bust my car glass with the walker.
A
And then walk up here.
A stone fly on.
Him.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hold on, if you're a gardener, can afford to replace your windscreen, you need to start cut female.
Why? Me can afford to replace it too.
No, you can.
Me can afford to replace it more.
But the gardener will go around replacing windshields. He does.
So
It's a hobby. You might cut your yard for a hobby.
These are the foundation for our episode. Because man neatly I show them money right now and the man say, yo, the way my estate be. The worker, what you say, the gardener?
Yeah.
The gardener drive the lawnmower around the estate and a stone fire and broke one of the car glass there.
Yeah.
And the gardener is so well paid that he can easily afford to replace a European vehicle car glass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, gardener. I mean, obviously, if you have to keep that.
I get a feeling that gardener works exclusively as a landscaping engineer.
That's
at
what
his
he is.
yard.
Yeah, I don't think
he's a landscaping engineer.
And he can't do much more. He might just work for your
So my apologies. You're not Craig's gardener.
Right.
You're landscaping engineer.
Engineer.
Correct.
Well said. Big up yourself, sir. You're well qualified and you're well paid.
Yeah, man. If you can't find any parts in my car, please. Just put them in the box.
Man, but dig up the grass on my yard myself because that's serious.
Yeah, we can't afford this life, bro.
Estate. But I'm not about to maintain the estate on it. But that's good.
We need a tour. We need a tour or some shit.
Yeah, that's we need to go up on that. Yo, we never go on tour again, for real still. I mean, I right now that I carry bag and brush off shoes and.
Bro, it's years me offer.
Yeah,
Years. Not even airport. The man don't allow me to carry them. That me I tell you.
Cause you know what's funny? There was a time when I was supposed to be okay already.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time, I don't remember what happened. Something break down. Me, they probably go somewhere, them go somewhere.
No, you just one place at the time.
No, at the time I was really productive,
You know.
Especially at that time I was really productive.
Yeah.
No, I'm more chill.
So.
Oh yeah, big up your gardener.
Landscaping.
Sorry, your landscape engineer.
Yeah, man, big up for you.
This week we're going to talk about it's not dyslexia, it's ADHD, sir. Get it right. This week we're going to talk about money, actually. Yeah. And working for money versus working for freedom or your passion or autonomy to have some level of control and freedom, control over your life.
Yeah. How much control is control though? Really?
I mean, I think everybody have a different degree that they require. I think that's what it boils down to in most cases. Like myself, having been in a 9-to-5 space for so long, and at the same time when I still get up and go do entertainment work, media stuff, and I mean but because that's what I was passionate about. So one was paying the bills, but the other was taking care of my passion, my desires. You see me? That's what I was chasing. That's what I wanted. But the 9-to-5 would have funded it, basically. So having sat on both sides of the fence, if I had to choose, which I have made a choice, I much prefer to work for my own freedom. You know what I mean? It kind of, I hate to say it like this, but it kind of give credence to Kanye's like a statement when they say, freedom was slavery in this generation is a choice, but a lot of people are slaves to them 9-to-5. If you think about it.
I've always had this very warped way of looking at what we talk about the passion. I honestly don't feel that people who truly pursue their passion can get wealthy out of doing it. Your passion is supposed to be so intravenous, so literally your DNA, that completing it, doing it and being involved in it, money and its pursuit elude you.
That will automatically become secondary.
Yeah. It's not that you don't make money, but as I said, the kind of wealth that you'd make if you're truly passionate. That's why creatives especially, them pursuing them passion and not until them get some out of this world project. And if you think about it, the money that them go and get compared to the money the project generally makes. I don't think a doctor who is truly passionate about medicine. Half I'm patient, them see for free.
I mean,
I'm just saying, because he cannot.
So like a stretch to me.
No, he can't put money at the front of what he's doing.
Unless it's a gynecologist.
Well, bro, I've been a gynecologist and I still broke. So many know.
You never put that. You never put that in front.
I don't think you put it in
You should have put it at the front.
Yeah. The gynecology. Should have. You're right.
I can't think of a doctor. That is so passionate about medicine. I get what you're saying. I can't think of a doctor that's so passionate about medicine that them just decide to on Tuesdays and Thursdays, everybody come to my office and I'll see you for free. That not exists. So
you don't believe that a doctor who is truly passionate gives service within his regular work week, that him commit a day to go into communities, especially if he's a rural doctor.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, that's what I'd love to see. And that's what more qualify your statement, because what you were saying is that, yo, if you're truly passionate about something, you will forego the money in something.
Being very good, being excellent at doing something.
That means
don't equate to your passion for it, you know.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
I can think of a few things that I'm really good at, but I'm not passionate about.
Yeah. In order to properly follow your passion or properly fulfill the desire of going after your passion for the duration of your life, you must be able to fund the expenses that come with it in some way. Mm-hmm. So there's no such thing as completely free. There's no such thing as, even if there must be a set amount that you have to do in order to make things work so that you can continue doing the rest, or not.
Yeah. Or the flip side, in the pursuit of your passion, there was a time that in the pursuit of TOK's love and passion for music, when somebody said to you, come perform at stadium, but it's X amount, the opportunity and the passion make you forego sitting down at that stage of life, you know, and saying, no, you know, it have to be X or nothing else as time goes by.
Right.
But I suspect that even sometimes when people come to you with the world, there have been times you turn it down because at that time,
there's no passion.
There's no passion.
Correct.
So passion and profit happen to work together, but they're not twins.
Fair. That's fair. I mean, balance is very important. You know? I mean, that is one of the things that I kind of live by. That there must be balance in all things. So I do believe in phases. I do believe, especially in the creative process, there is a time when you will always need to recharge. You know, and take a downtime, recharge. Mm-hmm. But in that time, of course, you know, for creatives and for performers and stuff, the income is less. So you have to know now how you deal with things when the income is more in order to offset these instances where it is less. And that is, it's just what you have to do. And you kind of have to set it up like that so it happens automatically without you having to think too much about it.
Which is why sometimes we say there's a lifespan to certain things.
To everything.
So
everything.
I don't know that, like basketball players, them have the passion. Some people have the passion for it, but you know already that you're not going to be playing at the top level.
Your knees won't
at certain age. So you only have that, you know, that playing passion. Maybe you become a coach, or maybe you're done with it. You now have to pursue something else. So the truth is, passion about lifespan, don't it?
I mean, you won't lose the passion for it. You won't lose the passion for it. However, you know, you might have to...
You lose the way to practice the passion.
Right. You might have to draft your controller and play with the Xbox after a while because your knees just won't allow you.
These conversations are very challenging for me.
But that's why I especially want to have this conversation with you present, seeing that you are currently, you have been in this position all your life. All your life, you never really work for money, you work for your passion, you were chasing your dream, you were chasing freedom.
But it has nothing to do with the balance in my bank account. It's just me. It's just that I've always been that way. I've always look a bit of accounting in my brain and say, okay, so I need this for this period. Mm-hmm. And it happens, you know. And I give thanks for that, but I don't know that it is any special gift awarded to me. I honestly believe that it can be achieved by anybody.
Most people.
Alright, I remember one time there was a young lady that I was involved with, and into, I guess. And she and she
Yeah.
she had a passion that she wanted to follow. She was an attorney. She had a passion that she wanted to follow, and so just do it. And she said, "What do you mean? Like I can't just stop practicing and just do it?" I'm so why not? What I didn't tell her is that don't expect it to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect it not to be a psychologically taxing undergoing. It is going to be that. At
Physically
times.
too.
Physically, of course.
Yeah.
Financially, everything.
Every alley.
Everything. Spirit, everything. Everything.
Yeah.
You know, but I did not prepare for that, and I should have in hindsight. You know, because it was a very difficult journey for her until she gave up, and she's very good. As far as I don't know if she still is, but she was very good
Isn't this
at the time.
strange, though?
But that's what we did. That's what the group did. That's what TOK did.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we decided that this is the direction we want to go, and it have to work.
There's no plan B.
There's no.
It's so strange when I hear the story a while ago, sort of agree that in order to pursue the passion, I have to make sure to tell yourself, look here, it not go easy. Money wise, otherwise, this wise. It reminds me of the people who say, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. Must be the dumbest bitches that ever walk earth, because if you do what you love, it's the hardest work that in history.
It is, but you don't feel like work. And I tell you what, you want
But it
to
depends
see
what you want, though.
because that's what I say. It's something that you're truly passionate about. You won't see it as work. You will see it as building blocks. You will see it as baby steps. You will see it as the growth process. Whichever way you want to look at it. But for you, of course, with taxing, you're going to need money to survive. You're going to need to pay your bills. And that will put a little stress on you, a lot of stress on you. There will be times where you feel like you want to give up, like everything will go against you and you will never accomplish what you want to accomplish. You will never get to that goal that you set for yourself. And you feel like you want to quit. Mentally, that taxing.
So most people do what you do.
Family will cut you off because they must say, yo, this man chase some
Have a 9 to 5
weird dream.
and then pursue your passion.
Yeah, but at what cost?
Because you always need something.
At what cost? Because remember,
it tells me that you're not fully, as I said in the beginning, to be fully committed to the passion. It's not just about being passionate about something. To be fully committed to the passion. So the 9 to 5 don't exist.
I mean, for some people, I'm sure that's the
it's
case.
all up. So when you see Craig get up and say, you want to know, I pursue this career, me and them brethren, and they're not doing nothing but that.
They can afford to.
No, afford to when? Afford to at some point. Them not start off with the idea that, bro, we have 3 years,
May I explain something?
can try and make this.
May I explain something?
We don't know about that something. When you did have 5 year money, just put up for say whatever happens.
No, but they could have afforded to do that because I'm pretty sure none of them ever have no children at the time, or they never have no dependents.
No.
Exactly.
But afford is
I was first.
afford is a strong
Earning.
word to use.
They can afford, I'm telling you, they could afford to do it because all them take care of themselves. You see, if I was in a position where I'm only there to feed myself, I'd have been fine. But I'm my first child from 20 years old. So from 20 years old, I know so I have another person to take care of. So regardless of how I feel and how I'm passionate about, I have to still make sure someone can pay the bills and feed this person.
That's the question. Fuck up question. If that youth don't eat for a day or two, you're not gonna eat.
No.
Okay. So why can't just eat whenever you eat?
Part of the
That's
struggle.
the right way because
Unfortunately, not that you got part of the struggle.
we don't wear diapers, so you're gonna try to tell me something. I don't buy diapers.
You can't wash nappy, you can't wash nappy. And you know watch Bumbuckle, not me watch Snappy.
Man, go
In
on
my lifetime.
watch
Watch Snappy in my lifetime. You can't watch Snappy.
It's the time when you take I watch Snappy.
Yeah.
You could have run like an Uber and make a money and buy 2 diapers.
You need a car. You need a car.
It's a sacrifice.
You need a car.
You can run Uber from your phone. Okay, you know sometimes you can do like a work from home job there.
Oh, that's why you never did that.
Them things never exist.
But you see where you're going. You're going to want elevated
No, but we're
state
at
of
nappy time.
existence. You're going to want
It's
Uber,
one of
run
two things.
Uber in the meantime.
Yeah, you trade one thing, you trade money for time.
What an
Everything that's
elevated
what you're doing.
state of being.
But that's what you must say is the time because she must have fucking watch Nappy. What go watch Nappy?
The person who fucking want to make it. That's who.
Yeah, but that because now make it, you know what I do? I buy a diaper. So I have to spend the time and do this. It's one or the other, you know, it's always a trade-off. You always trade time for money, no matter where you do.
Fair.
That's all it is.
Fair.
So I mean, what happened was I sacrifice sleeping at them time. The brother sometimes I operate on 2 hours sleep,
Fair.
1 hour sleep them time there.
Fair.
That did wicked, but I mean it to myself because me do that chase. A passion.
Fair.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand that I have responsibilities I have to pay for, but I also chase a passion.
And I said
So
to you,
sacrifice
if you
sleep
did
all
not
the
have
time.
if you
Yeah,
did
so-
not have a son to take care of,
That.
a child to take care of at 20, once you are pursuing the passion, very few very few things would have been different. You'd have lose if you're passionate, you'd have lose sleep. So the truth is none of these existential things that happen to come in and be factored now into how much more difficult it was. If you remove all of them, it wasn't suddenly going to be smooth sailing.
It takes, I believe,
Passion is hard work.
the question
that is it.
or the topic I should say is working for money or, but it's really versus, but
Versus working their passion.
work versus working for your passion. It's both, you know. You need both. There are people made that can go for it at all costs, and there are people that it's better if you have somebody else making it for you.
You know, I like to look at life.
You know,
I like to compare.
It's not everybody. It's not everybody can. It's not everybody. It's not.
I like to compare
It's not
our-
everybody can. It's not
Our
everybody can do
existence
it.
to that of the animals. And
Yeah.
it's like, if you look at how ants or bees are set up in colony, you have some who go out and then go scout, you have some who go hunt, you have some who go out and then watch, protect. Everybody have a role.
Mm-hmm.
We need our worker bees or our worker ants.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I mean?
almost.
but- but
And
they're-
that are just,
But they're a serious army in how them function.
I mean, they're more efficient.
Them don't
If-
function in tens
I understand that.
or
And you can't
20s.
teach these things. You know.
I
You
understand.
can't teach a
A worker
to
ant
become-
to be right. And I think
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to do in a lot of
which is
cases
why
for
the
ourselves.
Chinese and them
I mean,
have a different philosophy because they understand. So guess what? We always try to individually achieve.
right.
That by itself is a recipe for struggle. It's a recipe for long journeys because we believe. So guess what now?
Is there a recipe for consistent failure?
Good, but yet when a man have enough money and I build a house, him have a tendency not to try and build this house all by himself, don't it?
No, you hire a team.
Because no one understand in order for the house build.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it take. How come when we are pursue passion, we don't work out their philosophy?
So-
I mean,
All right, so
failure is a part of the process.
So this is what I want. This is the next part that make these conversations particularly challenging for me. Because I don't believe in freedom. I think it's an illusion. I think it's a myth. I think it's an impossibility. I think that without the only way to achieve this utopian concept of
Damn, it came back again.
of freedom
Yeah.
is with strict restrictions, and
that's what you mean.
by their very nature, it is preventing your freedom. Because in order to do this, you know and you understand that you have to do this. So if you have to do that, then are you really free?
Like
So
you
you can't go
can't,
to
You
yeah.
cannot be.
It's all the rules established by your society, the society that you live in.
Or the rules,
Or your
yourself.
personal,
Or your own
or your
personal.
Or
personal
yourself.
rule.
Fair.
Let's say, for instance, you say you are free to, I don't know, be a swimsuit model. You're not gonna be eating macaroons every day.
Facts.
You cannot. You will see it and want it.
But if you
But you
really want the passion,
You
if you
cannot.
really want this thing that you're going for,
And if you decide you're going to, then the work that you have to do to offset that is X cubed. Right?
And you know the worst part? You don't plan to be a swimsuit model for 3 or 6 months.
You want to make
You want to hold that
you
for
want to
a
earn,
10
you
years
want to
span.
do it as long
You
as
know,
possible.
10 years you can't eat 2 macaroni.
so like okay, so
Anybody see very wrong with it?
no,
Jesus
you know what?
Christ.
So like watch like my
It's a
my
strange
yard,
name to drop
my
in
yard
that
for
thing.
instance, and the same garden and thing, whatever.
Yeah.
I couldn't have that yard if I never have walls around. You know, I need the walls, I need the boundaries, and I'm free to do whatever I want to within those boundaries because it's
Here.
my yard.
Mhm.
But in the absence of those boundaries, then my freedom now start buck up in my neighbor freedom, because them free too.
Mhm.
So when everybody free, what?
Free within bounds. Look at what I said.
It's the only possible
So
way.
you're not really free.
So you cannot be.
And you know, and you have obligations that come
Yeah.
with things in life.
I experience a fair amount
So-
of freedom. I believe that I am in the known sense of the word. I believe that I am fairly free,
Mhm.
exceptionally
For the most part.
for the most part. But that is because of the restrictions that I place on myself in order to experience and enjoy this type of freedom.
Fair.
It's because I don't do X and I don't do Y and I don't do.
But
So that is why I can do A, B, C, D too.
I know
To
you're leading us to another part of the conversation because having spoken about your freedom, how many people can afford? Because I like to consider freedom like a luxury. Which is why I like compare it to slavery from back in the days when I say, yo, a lot of us leaders are trying to buy our freedom.
You can't afford anything, man.
you think
That's why you're willing for. Why,
You see
why
freedom
you're
as a
willing to
luxury.
Give up for your food.
Yeah. Only a few can afford it.
See why I can't me last.
It's not
Can't have
that
anything, you know.
I understand it, you know, but me not really relate to it in a
Because
in a certain kind of way.
you've been free for so long.
We need some Chapman to have that conversation. I look at the chair if a chair with free, who I got that?
I mean,
No, but I don't necessarily know what he mean when him say I've been free for so long. So this concept of freedom and me then being free for what perception is it that make me fall into the category of being free for so long? So we can probably
You know what?
understand what you say or relate to what you say.
You know what traps most of us is the desire for more than we can manage. Is that really trap most of you?
so and I guess that will kind of lead to Omega Separate. So
You think so?
you know
I think so.
he's not wrong.
What also trap us is a fear of going for what you truly want.
Yeah, that too.
Which
It's
is
not that, you know.
which is an even bigger obstacle
It's not that,
than
you know.
reaching for what bigger than you, than to even think you can go for what you deserve.
It's not that, you know.
It's two staircases.
It's always fear of failure.
It's not so much failure.
Sometimes I'm afraid of winning too, you know.
You're afraid for win?
It's not just
Yeah,
failure.
people are afraid of it, of course.
Yes, man.
Mm.
What it could have mean if you get there? Because getting there means that maybe me have to start
You
that
don't know
ease
what
off.
purpose.
No,
Yes,
maybe
you're
me have to
again.
start that distance into our
Oh.
for whatever reason.
Yeah, but
In order to truly exist in that space.
I guess
You understand?
and I guess this is where my little
If you could have get Bill Gates money and have no contact with your children, wife, nobody for 3 years, but you end up with Bill Gates money, you go do that?
I get for communicate this
No.
to them before I tell them.
No, them just know say 3 years time they will see you back and you have money. You alright with that?
How much money Bill Gates have again? How much money Bill Gates have? Like what, 50 billion US?
I promise you that the option
If you believe that
you can't make it out for the 3 years if you agree to that
No.
option.
if you believe that Bill Gates' money is what would make you free, you would never be free.
It's the worst thing. Because the more money you have, you know, It's either the more you're going to give away
Doesn't
or
have
the more
anything to
problems
do
you're
with
going to take on.
No,
See, that's about it. I mean, I don't have that level of money for no.
And yet you know what it means
Just by based on
to
what you're telling
have
me.
money problems. Not money problems in shortage of money.
Yeah?
You never have money and do some things that you have to sit down and say to yourself, brother, we should have never do that.
That dog have money and buy cheese.
Why them say that? Them always say that. No, but it's funny because like dog, like as if dog don't eat cheese.
Yeah, it always weird to
See
hear
dog
that.
eat cheese.
You see dog eat
I'm just saying.
It will make sense. They don't say dog have money and buy chocolate.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Make we revamp the phrase. Dog have money and buy chocolate.
And I will kill that bitch.
Yeah. Wow.
No, chocolate,
Well, a bitch.
chocolates kill.
Bitches.
Chocolate can kill dogs.
Right, and
I'm just-
dogs are.
I'm just saying.
Well, bitches are dogs.
But in a real life though, I still try to figure out this freedom concept
Alright.
because freedom
As
comes
Chris
with,
said,
no matter how much we talk about freedom, freedom carry rights and it carry consequences.
Must.
Freedom carry entitlement and it carry limits.
Must.
So what exactly is
what freedom means
is this
to you?
greatness about freedom?
There's none. It's a
Freedom,
illusion.
freedom is freedom relative. And I can tell you for me, freedom mean if I get up today and for whatever reason I feel like work for the whole day.
So you're free for
Every
today.
I can do that for I won't want to do it tomorrow because something inside of me I can say, hey, you have these things we never did yesterday. Take care of them now.
So sooner or later,
Nah,
your freedom
I don't have to do it.
is going to make it
But
eventually go to
there's
shit.
something inside of me that says, yo, do this. Because we know, so we have to maintain. Them look at something here. I.e., whatever assets you have, if you have your
Good.
family.
Which
or
tells
your
you
car,
I don't make it.
that if you exercise your freedom, you end up losing. There's no incentive
It's not-
to exercise in this
It's not
freedom.
exercising your freedom, but as we say in every episode. of this
Leisure
show-
and pleasure is not freedom, you know.
Yeah, but as we say in every episode of this show,
if
it's not. Hold on, it's not about. It's not about exercising your pleasure. 'Cause what you're saying is it's not about exercising your freedom. Sorry, what you're saying is abusing your freedom, because having freedom means you don't mean you don't work. It means you work when you want to work. You work at your own pace.
Yeah, but you still have to work.
forever you work.
We have to do everything.
And I'm
We have
saying,
to work. We have to cook. We have to shit. We have to clean.
so we have
We
no,
have to do all
so
of it.
you do not
No,
have
no.
freedom. What you have
No.
is choice. It's not freedom you have. It's choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose when I do what I want to do.
Good. So,
And that's what freedom means to me. But freedom to the next person.
oh,
freedom to
so
the
you're
next
saying
person.
freedom to is choice.
That's
then?
what I'm saying. That's why
Okay.
freedom is relative, because
Okay.
freedom to our next person is them get to choose which channel them get to watch on the TV. That's a freedom to them.
Right.
So freedom for you look different.
I don't know it look.
Freedom for you are just everyday life, dog. Like
Yeah,
you get up on the estate, you call to a butler them carry some food.
Man,
come
cut your
here.
shit.
No, I'm married, you know, so I'm no longer have the butler.
No, the butler carry food for him and the wife. Oh, you talking
Him have
about?
the helper
Oh,
and the
Well,
landscaping engineer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Him have a whole stuff.
Who incidentally
But you-
does not wash his cars because somebody else do that.
Yeah, that's the hydration expert. We call that one day.
We clean the house ourselves. We don't have no help.
Yeah, we believe you.
Yeah. whatever, man.
Mm.
Yeah. You're one of us.
I
Yeah.
am the son of a father with limitless resources,
Mm.
limitless money, limitless assets. And I behave as such. I don't think that there is any thing that I want that I cannot achieve.
And I hope people understand that when him saying father, you don't mean Mr. Thompson, you mean
No. My father don't know that.
you mean
And me, I try to tell him, and
Heavenly
he can't hear
Father.
me. Yeah.
I wanted that. I just wanted to.
Scott
outline
talking
to be
about,
clear.
of course.
Right, to be clear. So
Yeah.
everybody get the message and not feel like
Says a rich man.
they're grown.
No, but
You're
it's,
born in the money.
yeah, it's a serious thing, and I've known that from my little youth. I look from one day my grandmother had dropped me at school one day. I look at her and say, why you do this every day? I said, what? I said, you keep complaining about money and then you're wasting the money sending me to this place where I know what I gotta do. We have the group already. We're good. Just allow me do a thing.
Well, my brother can't come to school for every day. I waste money, I pay school.
You're wasting your money. You're paying the school fee, you're paying the school fee thing, and then you turn around and you cuss me about it. I never asked you for paying a school fee from me. No, I mean I do.
I'm happy she persevered.
I mean, at this point, you can see the benefit.
Nah, man, she box me, man. Forget a box, man. But me didn't mean it.
But
No, that's fine, but I'm
wrong.
happy she persevered
And you're
and
not wrong.
still decided.
Exactly. But
You must go to school while you say you know where you want to.
So, alright, so wait. You being in this exact situation that you're in right now, you don't think that is because you are a rounded individual, you're not only good at music, you're also able to sit and have an intelligent conversation.
Everything that has happened to carry me to where I am. And I give thanks and appreciate it all. You know? But I didn't need that last couple of years at school. Could I did? I think
Could I stop at time?
No. But after high school, me I talk about, man. This is how you when we just start like last year I excel, first year you
Oh, yeah.
And them time that and then when I start the undergrad at UE too, I just get a job at accounts at Dial Insurance at that time too. So
People, he looks young. You think he's just been around for a while.
And then he said things like that.
Then he says,
insurance.
Dial.
I've been around for
Craig Thompson, a big man.
Dial insurance.
And the boy this. So you see when you see him in the streets, address him as Mr. Thompson. Fuck around with you. Dial.
Yeah. So we used to work on Dial Insurance.
Big up yourself.
Yeah, so like it kind of give me an idea of accounts and how money work too. But there are two bridges that were there, and I think that they were better teachers for me than handling the accounts that I was handling. Because I used to see them every day and like them just so one work at accounts receivables and one work at accounts payables, and them used to reason every day. I'm yo, when we're gonna do this, when we're gonna do this, I like to see them. How them, I mean, I say, yo, them you tell them the fast talkers, you know? And them I say, yo, so these people understood from the get-go how to put themselves in situations that use other people's money to gain assets and then earn from the facilitation of the interaction of the two people, of the buyer and the seller. So they started off as paid middlemen. And then it just kept going.
I mean, alone to Craig now, like
1 minute.
You just described hustle mentality, which in it
I didn't know. I didn't understand.
No level also. It's
I the same also everywhere.
No, but I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it before that time. You know.
I get it.
You know, I used to believe that work hard to achieve your freedom mentality, but it don't go so.
Mm-hmm.
You're free now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not everybody can understand it.
You're free now to a degree.
And even the ones that can understand it can't execute it.
I'm not really. I know what's
which is why sometimes you see the middlemen. They are the execution specialists.
Yeah.
That's what you go. If you
We are sitting in an establishment currently owned and operated. I am bridging away. Him look young too. But he's a big man too. We are four accomplished individuals
And that's
in our own right.
And that's why we have the gravity and the experience to speak to things like these. And people for listen when we talk because
No, you have to listen. You can fuck off. You don't have to listen.
Well, they should.
But I'm tell you.
That is true, you know.
It would benefit them to listen because, again, this is us teaching Uno from our perspective. You know what I mean? This is our experience. We'll live this. We would have failed at it several times, several hundred times.
Oh, Jesus.
And we would have excelled at it several different times and still dash it when I start over again.
Bro, I take a serious amount of pride in the moments that I have not been great, Because the moments that I have been great, natural to me. The moments that I have not been great, make me stop and say to myself, hold on, how this work. And it causes you to understand that you can't take nothing for granted. You can't overrate greatness and you can't underrate failure. So you have to just realize, guess what? There is no such thing as a perfect journey on the sea.
It's just a journey.
There's no flat sea. So
With every up comes a down. Believe that.
I have the freedom to go sailing Sunday morning. But I also understand, sir, carelessly appreciating that freedom can make me end up round at one path, round at one place.
My land at 80.
No, if it was there, it's fine. But
Parlez-vous français?
and all I go on,
Olivier, man.
in the end, there's a man, God rest him soul, one of the greatest musicians we see for a while. Me convinced that was the man. Rupert, me convinced. Say,
I can't look at him.
when we talk about, them say we have bent them, you don't know. Freedom, me convinced. If I ask myself, who we ever see live as if it's just freedom never deal with? It's that man. Him do what him want or him want what him want. And it don't matter if nobody else not depend this. Him just
Do it.
do what him want.
Yeah.
Even if some of the things he was doing was carrying him down a road of detriment, him good, him just a live. How him want to live. And brother, that to me is frightening because I think when you get to that point where you're so free, you become a danger to yourself. Because your own accountability become risky. Is you alone that talk to you now, Because there is no other voice. There's no.
No, you need something.
You understand?
We already had that conversation. You need a sounding board.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
to the same
That
extent.
roller.
Yeah, to the same extent, our audience, our viewers are free. Scan the QR code on the wall.
on the wall.
Right here.
Yeah. What?
And
It have a
book-
color.
And book is blue. It's
It-
blue,
it blue.
and black.
It's blue and
It's like
black.
an aqua. It's pretty. Like an aqua color type thing.
Aqua. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
People is aqua.
Yeah. And book a session
Yeah.
inside of
You can't just call the color so aqua. No, man, yeah.
Yeah, you have to add like a base to it.
No, you gotta make it into dynamic color.
Dynamic.
Aqua.
Don't go down that road.
I'll leave you alone with that one there. We'll also leave you alone with that episode. This has been a wonderful discussion.
Olivier, man, at that time.
Olivier, any parting words?
Be very careful how you buy into the long-time philosophies people give you. They work hard and you can achieve everything you want. Follow your passion and you never do what you love and you never work a day in your life. And you must work to get your independence. A lot of these things carry you in directions that you have to be very, very careful of. Because the moment you start to see the fruits of some of these pursuits, the sacrifice that come with it will make you lose enough of this freedom that you seek. So just, let them say, keep your eye open so that you hear everything.
The fruits of these pursuits.
Yeah.
Yo. Right.
I'm going to use this opportunity for kind of beat myself a little bit still, because I think that I am guilty of pushing my sons a little too hard. You know, I have very, very high standards and I'm very strict with them for the most part. And there are things that I wish I did get in them brain. And so I'm going to use the opportunity to say, no, I believe that it is It is all out there for you to take. Just reach out for it and take it. And if you miss, it's nothing. Do it again.
Sure.
That is what I did. I've always told them that there's no such thing as can't go out and go for anything you want, things like that. You know, the good things like that. And I leave it so them see it. But sometimes when them fall short, pressure them, you know. And really and truly, it is in that shortfall that you really find the gem. Because failure is the key, success is not the key. Failure is the key.
Yes, sir. Well said.
Not everything short of success is failure either.
Huh?
Not everything short of success.
But success
It's
is where
failure,
determined it
yeah,
is.
so-
Success is going to look different for everybody.
Yeah.
And that is where I want to base my argument. I think everybody really needs to understand that if you have something defined as your measure of success, so if tomorrow my measure of success is I get up and I have a red cup in front of me, I'm successful by my standards.
Okay.
And that is the only thing that matters. Because I'm living my life, I'm not live yours, I'm not live yours, I'm not live nobody else. I live my life. You understand what I'm saying? So I encourage people every day, make sure you live your life. Don't try to live nobody else's life, don't try to please nobody, don't try to live up to nobody else's standards. That's impossible. Satisfy yourself, try to take care of everybody else after that.
Satisfy yourself. It's
Don't
one of our songs.
Satisfy yourself.
Yeah. We're not going to try out for that part.
I can tell you something though, Coffee.
Not once.
Just before we left,
Yeah.
you know, say this country when me grow, you know, the happiest I've ever seen people is the people who have what me consider to be the least.
Always.
Because their happiness not lying in nothing physical or tangible, bro.
We just have said enough time we
Happiness is a state of mind,
we
man.
just need to
Just like
remember
Marley's use brokenness as an example. Brokenness is a state of mind. You think them people think them poor?
My
Them
bank manager does not agree that brokenness is a state of mind.
We're going to talk about this in the next episode.
Brokenness is a
Until
state
next
of
week,
bank
people.
statement.
Until next week, we have been unscripted.
Yeah.
You're up in the